Okay, I think it's working. Hi everybody, welcome back to another live paint and chat. February 5th already, so January's gone, bye. And I just got back from Indie Storm a few days ago, and I still haven't actually caught up on any rest. It's a miracle I haven't gotten sick, but I haven't yet. And then, not this weekend, but next weekend, I'll be at Genghis-Con, so oh my gosh, the things to do. So, let's just say hello to some of the pre-chat people. Viper Taha, I see you were one of the first people in here. Welcome. Appreciate you joining us again. Mr. Pylak, welcome. Oh, Eric Brown, welcome. Alurian, always good to have my favorite Elsie. Of course, Paul, thank you so much for being my moderator. I was messaging him earlier, telling him how tired I was. Like, this week has been so long. Right. So, Viper Taha working on some Chaos Space Marines. I haven't figured out what I want to work on tonight, actually. Todd, welcome. Jan Scott, welcome. Samuel, appreciate you being here. Oh, and talking's been tough. Yes, Timothy Alcarn, welcome. So many people. Oh my gosh. There's a few people I don't recognize. So, anyway, I am not very made up today. I kind of woke up from a nap for like 15 minutes and decided to that was enough and get back to it. So I've got a few models here. I'm not painting the striker, but I just wanted to show off because he's really cool looking. This is him pretty much done and assembled for I took him, of course, to Indie Storm. He was part of my Mana War list. He has a POW 8 range 12 slug gun that's armor piercing. I thought that would be more effective, but unfortunately, Khador really isn't the only one who has armor skew anymore, and in fact, I feel like probably most factions kind of do it better. So, oh boy, was that fun. But either way, he still looks really cool, and this sweet old gun. So I had him and the Strike suppression tanker as well, and both of them were blown off the table pretty promptly and frequently. Also got my little Rager here. He was alright. Dragos Dragatovich. He did okay. He could do with some finishing up. As you can see, he's way too bright. He's not done at all. Or I could start on my Greylord Forge Seer, because I actually have two of these dudes, and it'd be really nice to be able to remove disruption from my Jax. And he's so complicated looking. Look at all these details. So here, you can see so much. He's got metals, all sorts of embellishments and emblems and filigree, and he has all the things. So many things. Just look at his cloak. It's absurd. So I don't know if I'm ready to start in on that. I haven't decided. So I'm going to stare at this for a few minutes while I talk to you guys. Oh man. Yes, so many cons. So what's happening in the chat? Is there rumors of new high elf stuff coming to GW? I don't know. There was a big announcement, at LVO, but that was like more Psychic Awakening stuff, as I recall. They showed pics. I don't think they're still called high elves, though. Yeah, I'm sure it's some name they can copyright. We're becoming the Horde. Typical GW. Name it something they can copyright. The yeah elves. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You can thank Chapter House Studios for GW doing that. Oh. Right, so. It's Khador. Why are you sad it's Khador? What do you want? I mean, that's sort of my faction. I wanted it to be Grimkin, to be fair. I ended up putting together some Nayslayers on Monday night. But they haven't been primed yet because it's really super cold outside. And obviously that will affect primer. So it's not like I don't have a backlog of other things. Don't be sad about my Khador. Ender, welcome. All right. Alfonso, hey, nice to see you, man. Naps are awesome. Why, as adults, did we stop taking naps? I think adults take more naps than kids if they get the opportunity. Dave commenting, yes, keep the capes separate. It's easy enough to glue on when you're done, but I mean, it covers so much of the model. So, I mean, can you imagine trying to paint all up in there? It's just, that would be madness. Not a good idea at all. Also, which third of your team was legit? I had faith in you, but not counting chickens, as they say. I was not the legit part as far as I can tell, but my team did give me this sweet little dice box that they signed for me. Yeah, so at Indie Storm, I got teamed up with Chuck and Zeke, and they were both super awesome, very cool people. Chuck was, I think, mostly running Minoth. I want to say he ran Scorn at one point. And then Zeke with Signar, and they were super solid players, and I was just sitting there sort of knocking the rust off and having a good time. Yeah, the tournament was super fun. It was long, though. What was it? We started at 9, and it didn't end till after 5:30 sometime, just shortly after 5:30, I think. And so we somehow managed to take third, but I ended up leaving like right at 5:30 as soon as my game finished, even though the tournament was still going, because my friends were gonna go play Artemis, and if you haven't played Artemis, that's super fun. So that's where you help run the bridge of a spaceship, and so, you know, what did we have? We had 5 of us. 4 of us, only 4 of us actually. It's ideal if you have like 6, because there's each position that you can individually run as a dedicated person to it. But, you know, you're on the crew and you have space battles. And we did. We survived a siege. It was super awesome. And then I couldn't find the team after that. So I didn't actually get my trophy until the next day when I found the guys again. But yeah, they were great. Jay, thank you. Appreciate that. He looks great. Like that dull crimson. That is all wash right there. The best GW release is the Gene Stealer Colts Keller Morph this weekend. Huh. What is super cold, Miranda? Well, for me, it's anything below freezing, because it just feels like my skin then wants to ice up. So I super hate anything under freezing. And it's been under freezing, like 32 degrees, under 0 degrees Celsius here. So no thanks. To me, generally being cold is like 50 degrees, but, you know, I digress. Congrats on 3rd place. Thank you. That was definitely the work of my team more than me. Hey, Donald, that's right. You're one of the con heads. Welcome. Appreciate you joining the chat. I'm super excited to come out there. It'll actually be the first time I've ever been to Denver. And I'm working on a little something to show y'all, too. So... and of course the Iron Kingdoms campaign. So there's a bunch of stuff that's happening with the campaign. So I'm just gonna finish up the Indie Storm like stuff real fast, because I had a tournament Saturday and then I had a tournament Sunday, but I've been getting like 4 hours of sleep every night, because that's what you do at cons. And so while I survived the tournament Saturday, like I had 1 game in the tournament Sunday, and I was like, I can't even think straight, because, you know, I get confused under super lack of sleep, and that's exactly what happened. It was terrible. So, I just left. A friend of mine got Una the Falconer mini a few weeks ago, so full of details. It's intimidating. Yeah, the Una the Falconer model is really pretty. And all of the newer models since then, if you get Bloody Barnabas, like the Lord of whatever, he's super, super detailed as well. A lot of the new models have great embellishment. They're really pretty models, actually. Brian, hey, welcome. We had one night, we'll get down the 34, that was it. Oh, yeah. You have to love cat artists. They put so much more detail into models now. The traditional sculptor might be in their twilight. Well, I mean, is that the big difference there, you think? Because surely, I don't know. People have done some amazing stuff with green stuff, so I assume that, like, sculpting is still sculpting, but I don't know. 50 degrees cold, New Mexico. Yeah, well, I mean, I live in the Southwest because I don't want to go live in, like, the inner circle of Dante's hell. Conan, welcome. But those Kill Team boxes are unavailable now, cost 3 times as much. Nurgle, Death Guard dice from eBay are for eBay scalpers now. Oh, yikes. So yeah, Kill Team. So yeah, let me see. Did that finish up Indie Storm? They did all right. They had like 450 in attendance, which was great for their first year. And so great hosts, great time. I got some new objective markers, even though I object to flat terrain, but had some really pretty objective markers with the Cator symbol, so I couldn't help myself, and I just bought it. Yeah. But I think I'm going to be bringing Grimkin to Genghis-Con this go around. And here's why. List building is so much easier when you have a limited faction like Grimkin, like Crucible Guard, like Cephalix, even Convergence, although that's probably a bigger faction now. You don't have to worry about as many like weird skew lists to try and create. Cater's a full, huge faction, and honestly, they haven't really had a lot of CID love. And the weird stuff they did with Mana War I don't think really works unless you're playing like Vlad 2, which is the only way people seem to think you can play him. They might be to play the Mana War list, I should say. And that might be true. I did not have a great, like, my best games were with my Kozlov army because I had 2 lists. Kozlov with a bunch of jacks and Kayazi and snipers. I did fantastic on that. And then every time I played a Mana War list, it was just bad. Just very bad. So I don't know, man. I don't think I can quite make Mana War work. It's very frustrating. Let's see, traditional sculptors are still dictating what the 3D modelers do. I think the improvement is the engineering of the parts and molds to make those technical parts. I could see that. I mean, GW's been doing that for years. They're kind of amazing at it. Digital Friends Com. Good evening. Did you get a chance to check out those grim dark oil painting techniques? I haven't. Since the last time I was in chat at all. What was that, Wednesday? So, Thursday I was painting and getting ready for the convention. Then I flew all day Friday. Then I was in tournament Saturday, Sunday. I got home Sunday night at like 11:30 at night. Got up at 6:40 for work. Worked a lot. Monday, Tuesday, and today. So I haven't looked at, like, I've barely checked my email. It's been bananas. Still waiting for that moment to like chill out. Honestly, this is probably the calmest moment I've had since the week started. So thank you guys. I bought an Elegoo Mars Pro 3D printer. Ooh, and all the accessories cost almost half as much again. Wish me luck on my 3D printing adventures. Well, Thingiverse is your friend. And as long as you have the bed even, it shouldn't really give you any issues. So she might mean Hell, Michigan. I don't know, just anywhere north of me, basically. I mean, you know, no offense, Denver. But it's like, I don't like cold weather. I hate, cold is so miserable. Like, you don't want to go do anything outside. And, like, my house is older, so, like, it's got drafty windows. So it's like, I don't really want to do anything inside. I just want to hide away and hibernate. So I just handle winter poorly, apparently. Public service announcement. Press the like button. If you don't like the show, press the like button. If you don't mind telling me you press the like button, press the like button. Wow. Thank you, Kahneman Studios. You're amazing. Yes, so busy. So, you know, it is what it is. And thank you, Elaine. And thank you to everybody who pressed that like button. Thank you, Kahneman Studios, for being better at bumping my channel than I am. So, okay. Genghis-Con. So that starts on February 13th through the 16th. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'm going to be heading up Thursday. It'll end up being a little bit late, but all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll be able to hang out with people. And on Saturday, I'm going to be running an Iron Kingdoms one-shot campaign, which I'm really excited about, because it's been a while since I ran my last IK RPG, and I really loved that. So I'm still like putting on all the little details on it, but I think it'll be fun. So the next time, well, let's see, next week, it'll still be a normal paint and check, because I'll have not gone yet, and I'll probably be like, oh crud, I need to paint all this stuff still, which is basically every week. But after that, I can tell you about how Genghis-Con went, and then I'll be bringing my Grimkin army, and then I need to put together a kill team list. Hopefully my Catachans. Ooh, maybe that's what I'll be doing, my Catachans. Getting my Catachan army ready. So, there you go. That's, so I'm excited about the next thing. I really am. I've just been, like, super tired this week. And then I just booked all of my travel for Adepticon in March, so I'll be in Chicago. So 3 major trips in the first quarter of the year. It's very, very exciting. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to do with myself. So yeah, still talking about the weather in here, guys. Dave Dog, Central Spain is sunny again. It's nice here now that winter's over. Oh, I'm jealous. Spain actually seems super pretty. Alfonso, oh, you might be moving to Spain, huh? Well, that'd be cool. Okay, so painting. I think I might work a little bit more on Dragos. Turns out this dude, Dragos Dragotovich, he is an attachment for Man of War Demo Core, who they made kind of garbage once Mark III hit. I know they said they didn't change it. They didn't change the Man of War, and the game changed around it, or whatever the reason was. It was bad because, you know, Man of War were supposed to be the only things with 8 boxes, but, you know, Convergence and Gators and Circle. So that's not true. And then they're supposed to be like high armor and hard to move. Everything punches through any, you know, armor 16 or armor 21 with like no effort. At least that was my experience this last weekend. Just, oh my god. So, Dragos does have a very useful feat called Bond of Brotherhood, which is like a sanguinary bond. So if somebody, because they're all multi-wound infantry, if somebody attacks and does, you know, triple boxcars, which seemed to happen a lot also this last weekend, to your model, you can share the damage around, so you don't immediately just have to deal with dead models. He also grants them vengeance. So the demo core actually did some work, but basically only because of this guy. He also has 2 attacks, and he's not 8, so that's a little bit easier. So I think he's earned his paint job. I mean, speed 4, they still can't move up the board to save their lives, but whatever. So let's get some metallic metal on him, huh? The weather's been amazing here in Central Florida all week. I went on an airboat excursion checking out alligators. Ooh, that sounds fun. Aren't alligators in Florida, don't they just sort of wander up to you in like golf courses and such, or you find them in your toilet? I'm like, literally, that's just things I've heard. I've never been to Florida. Oh. I lived in the DC metro area for almost 20 years. Oh my gosh. Some great things and some terrible things. And egos that can't fit into football stadiums. Oh, you can find that anywhere. Although DC does seem a little bit like a extra distilled. It's a Vin Diesel. Is he? Huh. Let's take a look here again. No, he's got a big old goatee. And, you know, a little bit of a eyebrow thing going on. Basically the same. I currently live in a circle of debauchery, so that's covered. At least you've got that experience. Once spent 4 hours in Florida, didn't leave the airport, was sleepy. Wow. Way better. Hi, Duke Jason, welcome. And have you ever did wet blending where you put on a wash, you had a lighter color and then blended? I have not. You put in a wash and then wet blend it? Mm-mm. I've been kind of enjoying my little paint by numbers technique. It gets the model done. And then it's done. It's nice. Yes, so I'm going to, in fact, speaking of getting stuff done, let's get a paper towel here ready. Whew. You can find them in your swimming pool down here. Oh my. Yeah, my brother, the paleontologist, periodically show videos of like just stuff on Facebook, right? And one of them was a video of this enormous alligator, like just 12 feet or more long, huge creature, just walking across, I'm pretty sure it was a golf course. While the people were golfing, they're just sort of like waiting for it to get out of the way so they can keep golfing. Like, the things you get used to, I guess. It's wild. Oh man, putting paint to brush. This is nice. So yeah. Actually, are any of you folks in the chat in or around the Denver area? Because it might be worth checking out Genghis-Con if you haven't. It's like a whole pop culture convention. They do more than just the tabletop gaming. They do, in fact, tabletop gaming is our weird hobby anyway. Is a bit of a small part of it, right? So That's why I'm excited to be also able to do the IKRPG. Let's let some people in the world know what that's like. I also need to catch up a bit on the lore. That's my other goal, possibly this weekend, is to read some more of the War Machine lore. I'm actually a little bit behind again. I was doing so well and got all caught up and reading through backlogs of stuff, and then Tabletop Heroes hit, and I was very busy. So anyway, just getting some metal bits painted on this guy. Move on. An only child, Paul, jealous of dinosaur siblings. I wish my sibling was a dinosaur. No, he's just Apparently what paleontologists do anymore is teach gross anatomy to med school kids. And then they get, like, their chance to do research on their own. In fact, he's one of the few specialists, like, literally one of two or something specialists in his field, because it's very ultra-specific. He studies, like, the nasal passages of dinosaurs. And he gets to travel the world doing it. He's been to, like, Spain and Germany, I think Germany and England, doing all of that. So, good on him. Living the dream, if you will. I'm like, well, I get to travel and play games. Basically the same. Hi there, coming. Voices of Mario. Hey, Mario. Good to see you. Yes, I will be at Adepticon. Are you going to be there? Are we going to hang out? I haven't played Malifaux in years, so, you know, just, I don't know if you're wanting to play Malifaux, but I don't think I'd be ready. Paint to brush. Yes. Well, I'm starting. You guys have probably already been working on your projects. Okay, when I walked into my third-floor apartment in summer 2014 and lifted my bag up, a tiny lizard came running out from underneath it, and I totally freaked. Wow. See, in New Mexico, that happens, but it'll usually be like a vinegarone or a scorpion. What else are they usually? Sometimes centipedes. Ugh. I can't stand centipedes. And there's a lot of them here. I was in Denver last week. Doesn't really help, though. I think I remember you mentioning that. Miranda, have you ever heard of the painter Shepard Payne? Should do a little research on him. He's one of the grand masters of miniature painting. Oh, man. That's... You want me to study Grand Marshal? Grand Masters? Alright, you can check him out. I don't know when, but I can check him out. I'm originally from Florida and have permanently moved back. The largest gator I ever saw firsthand was about 14 foot. Woo! Yeah. I once placed my pants on a roach and that happened to be inside. Ugh, no. Oh, you haven't played M3E either. Really? What are you playing these days? Voices of Mars, by the way, runs the Mats by Mars, and they're the vinyl mats that you can draw on and stuff. I assume you're still doing that. Hopefully you haven't. I don't know what's happened beyond that. Getting to travel and play games would be an awesome lifestyle. Nice. Alright, well, we'll have to catch up at Adepticon then, Mario. I look forward to hanging out with the old crew again. Oh my gosh, and there's so many new people to to introduce you to as well. So, yes, let's definitely make sure that happens. I'm going to be painting the little rivet thingies on him. I'm sorry, I'm down here in Tampa, Florida. I used to have a lot of connections. Has everything gone through Orlando? No, centipedes are the worst. The worst. Ugh. I hate cockroaches a lot, but centipedes, like, totally freak me out. And we've had exterminators out at the house before, you know. They, they supposedly have this green, not bad for the ecosystem spray that wards them off. And so I'm like, get in here and get my make sure there's no centipedes in my house. And this guy's telling me horror stories about how centipedes don't have growth inhibitors and they have venomous barbs on both ends of their body and they regenerate. It's just like every bit of nightmare fuel for me, and I'm like, oh, I can't kill them. Yeah, did not enjoy that. And I've had 6-inch long ones in my house before. So Miranda had a freak out. It was not a beautiful thing. I was not calm. Funny enough, spiders don't seem to bother me nearly as much, though. I used to be more afraid of them as kids, and then I've learned that they're much more scary bugs. Running games at Genghis-Con. Darna, are you? What games are you running at Genghis-Con? Tell me. What? Gates of Gergovia? Centipedes sometimes pop up in the shower. That's basically the most horrifying thing ever. So thanks for that. The small black widow living behind the mop bucket in the bathroom. Huge one outside under the faucet. Yeah, I grew up around black widows all the time. I was in a very, very rural area of the state, and I just saw them all the time. Funny enough, I don't think I ever got bit by one. So, you think in the future you'll have cheap electron microscopes and nano paint tools? We can increase the level of our details in paint jobs. I could see something where you could program paints, where you still paint it on the surface, but then like you flash a light at it or something and it'll change the color. Or it's an app, who knows? You just put it on like a little surface area that sends like an electronic pulse and will change the colors to whatever you want. So I could see something like that happening. Happy painting, gents and ladies. Thank you, Eric. Oh, goody. So you do. Oh, okay. So you'll have a booth at Adepticon. All right. I will definitely come check it out then. Yeah, was your brother doesn't have time to spend on travel? You do. He gets paid to go there. This is true. I've studied biology and can confirm centipede facts. Well, thanks for that. That's just more terrifying. I was really hoping that he was just lying so that I would keep paying him to spray the house. But if he's being honest, that just, oh, God. It's crazy how far evolution has come for some of these creatures. Just glad they don't have opposable thumbs. Little bastards. Ruin everything. I know, Paul, right? I thought of gene stealers as well, as far as centipedes go. Like, if they could be, like, human-sized, I don't think we'd survive. Centipede necrons. Oh no, we haven't touched a paintbrush for over a year? Well, I appreciate you at least hanging out in here. Alurian. House spiders are fine. We have some nasty big fudgers here in Australia, though. Creep me out. Ooh. Age of Pulp, the RPG setting I'm writing. Oh, neat. Like Pulp Fiction, like Bob Marlowe. No, not him. The guy who did The Big Sleep and all the detective noir books, like The Maltese Falcon and, yeah, The Big Sleep. Those kinds of pulps, right? Skirmish games will be at Genghis-Con. What made you decide to hit the event? It's great, but not very big. Well, they invited me, so that was a big part of it. It's only a 6-hour drive from here, so I can drive and take a bunch of minis. You know, Denver is kind of, it seems like a fun place. Again, I've never been, so I'm assuming, but probably right. And they're letting me run the IKRPG, and I'm really excited to do that. And I've been wanting to get in more games and everything this year anyway, so I've knocked the rust off with Indie Storm. I'm gonna go pick a bunch of fights with my Grimkin now. It's gonna be great. And I can bring the Old Witch 2, which is a huge, beautiful, beautiful model. Oh, so excited. So yes. To be fair though, human-sized house cats would also eat us all. You can commit psychological warfare against cats. They only think they're amazing. Fun fact, in the IKRPG, in the world of the Iron Kingdoms, cats are about human size. They don't stand that tall, but like lengthwise, they're about as big as cougars in the world. And they're just as much pets, I guess. Don't forget to drink Corona beer. Coronavirus is coming from somewhere. Putting the blame on it. Talk to your local bartender and tell you what beer to drink. I want high alcohol, good content, good. High alcohol content, good. So I don't drink. And for all the travel I've been doing, I did see a lot of people running around with the masks on. Thank you, Rook Brains. All right. Is Tampa keeping you that busy? Philip Marlowe. Thank you. There was a Marlowe, and the name was not coming to me. Thank you, Lore Binder. Hope you're feeling better. I love the Old Witch, and the Old Witch 2 is so great. And the War on Cats, giant woolen bars won. Oh my God, balls won the day. Miranda in history. Wow. Remember, cats all have ADD and OCD. I feel like you could really, really take advantage of that and just distract them. They're super aloof, so it's not like they're not plotting creatures. Be real. Ho hum. So yes. So, are you guys doing anything fun in February? Any travel or whatnot? Convention stuff? I don't know how many people here in the chat are going to Adepticon. Obviously, Mario is. And then, yeah, if you're in the Genghis-Con, if you're in the Denver, I guess Aurora area specifically, then come check out the convention. Say hi and play games and fight my Grimkin. And for what it's worth, if you are planning to attend the convention and you don't have an army, I usually have plenty of extra stuff. So if you're ever interested in learning a game, I'm more than happy to show you. It's funny how much of my War Machine knowledge did come back, despite me being like kind of lazy about playing the last 2 months. So it's still my pride and joy. That said, I'm still gonna have Kill Team with me because that's super fun too. Oh my gosh, do you guys remember Morgan Webb from Tech TV? I follow her on Twitter because I'm a weirdo, but, well, I mean, she has a Twitter account, so, I mean, obviously it's fine to follow her. But she was playing Kill Team, and I couldn't figure out which, like, she didn't have an army in the picture, and I was like, well, what are you playing, Morgan Webb? But shouldn't say. But it's interesting, because I know she does a lot of the IK, or not the IK RPGs, but just general RPGs, like D&D, and I didn't know that she got into the tabletop stuff, so that's kind of neat. Retired Beerloaf, you'll be at Adepticon, sweet! I like to think Bob Marlowe as the Rasta pulp guru. Wow, thanks for that. Indiana Jones meets the Shadow by way of the Mummy. The good one with Brandon Fraser. Right. Brandon Fraser, yes. Oh, okay. I'm digging the aesthetic. Definitely like that Relic Hunter kind of feel. The army looked great on the table. I don't know who's you're talking about. Probably not mine. I'm planning on UK Games Expo in May. Oh, that's not that far away. Are you having do you have a lot of stuff to paint up for it, Paul? You know you're more diligent about painting than I am. Todd. I'm going Saturday for Genghis-Con. It'll be my first real one for board gaming. Ooh, nice. Well, you just stop by and say hi. I'll be covering a national football game in about 3 weeks, NFL level. Other than that, stocked up on supplies to paint sisters. Oh yeah, nice. Congrats on getting a hookup with the sisters then. Gonna see what I can do for Adepticon. Okay. I mean, travel is not cheap. And in the case of convention stuff, it seems like the hotel is always one of the biggest culprits. In fact, I spent more on the hotel than I did on plane fare, that's for sure, for Adepticon. So yeah, it's shaping up to be exciting. I'm a little nervous about going to Denver in February, but it's probably fine, right? I'll pull up a picture of Dragos here real quick. Oh my god, you have so much stuff on you. Alright. But whatever. Be driving, it'll be great. I'm so excited. So that's what's happening on our end. IK RPG. So I wonder who else I'll see in the board game area. that also seems to be a big staple for conventions right now too, is a lot of just having a lot of board game access, the board game library, and people can demo games, and the vendor halls will have like demos of games that they're getting ready to launch on like Kickstarter, which is a really smart idea too. And yeah, fun times. What else have we got here? Oh yeah, I need to get that brown. Darts Faller, welcome. Appreciate you hanging out. Have you been to Crucible in Orlando? Oh, there we go. I'm like trying to multitask here. This is not good. Okay, right. It's pretty hard to get to go anywhere when you have 3 kids at home. Yeah, that definitely sounds challenging. Especially like, because you can't always take them with you, and if you do take them with you, there's always the extra cost of taking them with you, so you're probably better off like having them stay behind, depending on the event. It's like you probably don't go to Disneyland without your kid. I mean, that seems like a mean thing to do, but whatever. There were a lot of nicely painted armies I saw on Sunday. Yeah. I can drive up and back, but I need to see what I can do for lodging. Okay, fair enough. For UK Games Expo, I just want to see all the new releases and demo new things. I'm not planning to take models. Oh, okay. Well, you missed the big snowstorm in the area, so hopefully it'll warm up by Genghis-Con. Oh my! From what I saw, the War Machine armies were very well done. I assume you're talking about Indy. Yeah. At least half of the armies were painted, so, you know, that's definitely good. I was giving some grief to players who, including my dear old teammate Chuck, who at the time, like, comes in from the other room, because the vendor hall's right outside the tournament hall, with a box of some item he purchased, some model. I don't remember the model. And just opens it, glues it together, and it's like, okay, this is part of my army now. Like, just added that. It was great. It's like, no, this isn't how this works. We're supposed to prepare and have everybody painted up and looking amazing and ready for the battle. It's like, I took it out of the box. Like, oh, fine. And it was funny, but not my favorite. But, you know, you play the way you want, right? And he really wanted to play with that model, obviously. Wish I could remember what it was now. Whatever. Oh man, only got 15 minutes left to paint up this guy. So I'm kind of just doing what the studio did, and they've got, like, show you here. So this here is metal, a bunch of brass bits around it, a lot of blue effects. I can do that. I've already got like the start of the blue in here, and so just dry brush some white in there for the glow effect. So yeah. Sadly, my Tau kill team will not be ready. Oh, okay. Like not assembled or just not painted? Because you can, you know. Oh, I can bring a game map for Kill Team, actually. And maybe I've got objectives. Yeah, I've got objective markers for it, so that'd be awesome. Crucible is a pretty cool miniature gaming event held in Orlando. Last one was October 11th through the 13th. Interesting. This is like a whole weekend event. Did you see Aaron at Indie Storm? Yes. So Aaron from Cool Guys Nation, he's up in Chicago, so it's only like a 3-hour drive for him. So him and his other friend, Aaron, 2 Aarons, drove down and checked out the event as well. I think they had a good time. That's who I was playing the Artemis game with. And I missed out on laser tag somehow. Again, just kept running out of time. Plus there were a lot of kids there because Indie Storm was designed to like really be very kid friendly. And so they were always in the laser tag hall. So yeah, I played Artemis, and then I played the Call of Cthulhu, which was hilarious because Aaron played me and other Aaron's like daughter. We were just being dumb. So I played his father. I love RPGs. So I actually was taking a lot of that in. I'm like, oh man, I need to incorporate like this kind of jackassery into my It's my one shot. So yes, I did see him there. Yes. I never saw Kings of War. There's some cool models in that. Oh yeah, yeah. Kings of War was huge there. And I'm really curious to see how Genghis-Con's tabletop like miniature layout is, if we're seeing a lot of 40K, if we're seeing a lot of Malifaux, maybe there's a bunch of Infinity players like New Mexico has. So as far as I can tell, there's just sort of open tables available, and so I can bring some stuff to set up what I would play, but I'm really curious to see what everyone else is bringing. I don't know if Kings of War is huge there or what. So, and yes, I am very slowly working my way through this model because obviously I am just yapping a whole lot. There was a guy who had half an Archon glued to the base. Yes, that did happen. I don't know, man. It's like, I don't want to make people feel bad about it, but it does not look pretty. So, that's a whole other tirade I can go on about another time. Might make some PSAs. Like, hey, tournament people might not care, but if you're in a game store, maybe try to make the game look aesthetically pleasing. You know? It's not like they're putting out ugly models, right? Although Dragos isn't exactly the most beautiful man here. Doo-doo-doo. So yes, I've been trying to think of last minute things to do, last minute stuff to bring. Overall, it's going to be a great convention. I do wish I could have checked out Indianapolis a little bit more, just like I was only there the 2 days and that was all the convention stuff, so I couldn't really see like any of the local things. But I'm thinking I probably can with Genghis-Con, like kind of, I'll have a rental car so I can sort of drive around a bit and see what else is going on. Maybe catch a movie, maybe watch Birds of Prey, I don't know. I watched the rhythm section yesterday. It was a very mediocre movie, unfortunately. Oh god, tea is so good. Mansar, welcome! It gets rid of snow. Flamethrowers! Well, I never bought one from Elon Musk, so... Bolt action for sure. Okay. Lots of bolt action, dust, and 40K. Alright, fine, that's great. Thank you for answering that, Donald. Did you all go insane for Call of Cthulhu? Yeah, I guess I kind of did. I accidentally killed my wife when I was trying to wrestle a big Wendigo off of her. It hurt her. She was down to 1 hit point. I tried to stab the thing. It dodged, and I killed her. And then my stupid daughter ran off and got herself killed because Erin was just insistent that she was totally in love with the man of her dreams or whatever, like, her base story was. And so no matter what, she was just going for him through the most danger ever. She got really far, actually. It was absurd. So, bolt action, I'm not ready for. Dust, I should bring some dust minis. I'm going to be practicing some games this weekend, so maybe I will be prepared for that. That'll be fun. Oh yeah, I'm totally bringing some dust. Just bolt on some flamethrowers on your trusty transport and head north. Miranda, when's the next time you're going to do a War Machine game on your channel? Oh, thank you. Sooner than later. I'm just sort of working on my new crew of people to play with, so I just need to get them over. I've got somebody interested in playing Menoth and someone interested in playing Retribution. So, and then I, of course, have Kador and Grimkin, and then another person who might be interested in playing Signar. See if he actually plays. He keeps saying he will. So, yes, it's just scheduling now. So you need to improve your parenting. Do I? I don't know. I have a cat. I will bring my USMC Dust Army. Ooh, so maybe I bring my Spetsnaz out there. What do I got? I've got a whole starter army kit, so yeah, that'd be great. Let's do that. And just on the list of things to, of course, do battle reports on as well. So yeah, kind of staying busy with that as it happens. It's funny how much of this I've missed. This is the last model I painted right before going to Indie Storm, actually. So you can see the rush in it, all of the hurried strokes. So yeah, Genghis-Con next weekend, 13th. Whew. All right, I'm super prepared. Got this. I have been debating what 40K stuff to bring because I've got big boxes of it. But since I'm driving, I can bring it. Do you think it's worth bringing like the flying stuff in addition to all my tanks? And no, my Stormlord's not gonna be ready in time, so before that comes up. So it'll just be like Lehman Russes, Manticores, maybe some dudes with mortars, some Valkyries, or Vendettas. I mean, either one, and maybe I can have my Marauder ready to go. Oh, that sounds fun too. It's like having the models seems like it's just the most exciting part. And you know, one of the interesting things to me, whenever I was doing the tournament this last weekend, because I'd been sort of in this paint mode for a long time and hadn't played in a while. And it's like, actually just getting in and committing to playing again felt wonderful, actually. Like, after that, on the airplane, even with like no sleep, I'm all like thinking of army lists and how I could have done my list composition better or taken more board control. Like, all of these things were running through my head. I'm like, man, I should have done this. Yeah, I should have done this. So really got me into the headspace again, and that was very exciting. So I'm going to be very aggressive at Genghis-Con. So if we're playing a game, just so you know, I'm gonna bring it. So that's totally happening. It's all dust. You can mail Stormlord to me if you like. I'll thump it out for you and mail it back. Yeah, but it cost me like $1,000 to ship to Australia. And then you have to pay an import tax because, as far as I can tell, you pay for import tax on everything. Australia seems so, like, brutal about that. I remember when I was shipping my pins out there, it felt punishing. It's like, name the value on the item. And it's like, well, I want to be honest, but I feel bad, like, that everybody's getting reamed for that. Ho hum. No, I'll get my Stormlord done. It's fine. It's just going to be on my own time. I don't know if I'll have it ready for Adepticon. And that's the downside. Since I'm flying to Adepticon, I can only bring so much. But I don't know. Maybe it should just be Kill Team this go around at Adepticon. You know, bring like the big stuff, 40K and War Machine to the convention I can drive to. So that's another reason to be excited about. Of course, Genghis-Con, it's close. You can just pack up the car with a bunch of stuff. I actually have a friend who's riding with me too, who wants to check out the convention. So hopefully there's room for her after I've packed all my stuff. I'll airbrush all camos on it. Oh wow, I bet you'd do an amazing job. It cost you a bit, maybe 40. You don't have to pay anything? Oh, okay. I guess it's not like you're purchasing it, so. I love checking out the painted models. There have been some very innovative displays. Yes, that's another reason that, like, that's one of the highlights of Adepticon as well, is the armies on parade stuff. Brown. Which I don't know if Genghis-Con necessarily does. I mean, they've got a bunch of people playing the miniature games, but the armies on parade are specific to like the team tournaments at Adepticon, and of course you've got huge team tournaments there. And I need to see, I think I'm in friendly doubles again this year for that. So, oh, a lot of gameplay like lined up for me here. Yeah. So, but the team tournament's super fun because you make that whole diorama and it's all like with the army that they're using for that specific day, for the specific tournament. People have been working on them all year, and I do have my interviews like mostly ready. I have to clean up the sound. The sound at the convention was just awful, and so there's a lot of cleanup to do there. Yes, Donald, I actually do need to send you an email, but I've been waiting to do that because I wanted to show you something cool that I'm working on for you guys. So give me a day, and I should have it done. Yeah, but I will do that. I appreciate you mentioning that, though. So he's coming along. This is all going to be brass here. And what else have we got? Oh, I guess that was metal. Whatever. And blue and brassy. Beautiful. So many colors to get on. So Dragos is a little bit of an intricate piece. I also never finished up my Rager's also one of the last pieces I worked on. I kind of like all the silver on him, like the red on it's more outliney. So I thought that ended up being kind of a nice touch. Yes, thank you, Arnold. All right. So we're just gonna get our silver bits on here. It's kind of nice when you do a little bit of a breakup of the metal colors, just because then it doesn't get overly gaudy because they're all metal, metal, brass, and steel. But it also allows you to sort of see the different colors on it and appreciate the details of the model. At least that's my theory on it. Keep wondering if my hands are all shaky because of the lack of sleep, plus the caffeine, or what? Oh, All right. Well, chatty folks, let's do a progress check. I know some of you guys are working on your armies. Chaos, I heard earlier. I think that was Viper. And some other models getting painted. Where are you all at with your models so far? I do check my Facebook page, by the way, whenever you guys send me your pieces that you've finished working on, so, which I super appreciate. My avatar is from the original Space Hulk PC game from 1993. Really? Mini ran 3-player kill team earlier. The other 2 players decided I was the enemy and then hammered my Genestealers. So I know you were surprised at that, Paul, but that always seems to happen in a 3-player game. Like, this is secondhand story, but I've had friends who've played like Legend of the Five Rings, and that will be a situation where people immediately ally. They all team up on one person, usually whoever they anticipate is the strongest, before like falling to chaos and murdering each other. So it's not exactly like an uncommon technique. I'm sorry it happened to you though. I guess it's mostly annoying if that happens like every time, because then it's just people being kind of prickish to each other. But although you did mention that all they were doing every turn was just sitting around shooting, and that is surprising because Genestealers can get around. Like, you can generally stay in cover and then just charge from cover, and they don't even get Overwatch shots on that. So was there just not a whole lot of terrain on the table, or were they just in really great vantage points, like all of them? Just got into Hail Caesar. I'm painting up some Vikings, like the movie Hail Caesar, because that movie's freaking hilarious. I actually really enjoyed Hail Caesar. George Clooney playing, I guess, himself. I don't know. It was great. Josh Brolin is my hero in that movie. There we go. Metal, smacky metal. 3 squads of stormtroopers are all now base coated. Hey, look at that progress. Nice work. Genestealers are gonna get some love soon. Oh, probably. You think they'll get it in kill team or just for 40k? What else do they do on the hammer? It's a lot of brassing. Let's see what the brasswork looks like on this hammer. I'm waiting patiently for my Necrons to get some love. All hail our robot overlords. Did you guys ever play the game Mechanicus? You deal with Necrons a lot in it. It's funny because it's actually sort of an RTS the same way the War Machine video game, War Machine Tactics, was, I think, intended to be, but done a lot. Probably more like it was intended by the War Machine folks. It's still not my favorite game style, but they did a good job. And you fight a lot of Necrons, and it's actually kind of great. It's way too soft. Great aesthetic on it anyway. Uh-oh, did I not clean that brush before? That's not good. Miranda said my Tyrannocyte looked creepy. It did! Okay, it had this crazy, like, bloom going on with all these colors, and they looked like suction cups to me. And it was like something you'd see in the really far, deep depths of the ocean. I mean, you did a great job, but it was creepy. I'd like a War Machine Tactics or RTS game. I would love a War Machine Arena video game. I would love a War Machine, like, tower defense game. I would love a War Machine fighter game. I would take a War Machine farming sim. Like, just get some video games out there, for heaven's sake. Like, pimp that license. My goodness. Such a great IP, and nobody knows. It's like, ugh. So, yeah. There were a few rants at Indie Storm, admittedly, about how I wish there would be more video game coverage for it, because it's fun. It's just a fun thing to have. So, ho-hum. Yeah, so the RTS that War Machine Tactics had ended up having a pretty rough go. It was, it was a small company doing it, and I think that they were very, very ambitious. I don't even hold that against them. Like, I think for what they had, they did a pretty good job. It's a lot of game, and the game ends up being so clunky. But Mechanicus does a lot of what I think was intended by Tactics well, as far as troop movement and your options after that. So it's a fun game if you ever want to check it out. I did a whole review for Mechanicus. It was great because a bunch of people on Facebook were like, "Who are you? You don't play these games." And then other people in the comments are like, dude, she's been kind of around for a while. So that super made me happy. Like, yes. Only took 7 years. Turns out I actually play games. What? I mean, 2019 wasn't great proof of that, but totally making a comeback this year. I'll murder everybody on the tabletop. Because that's what friends do. What else have we got here? So that should stay brown. This up here can be goldified. Oh yeah, this is fine. We have him. That needs to be touched up. Ugh, there's so many little things I'm missing. I have all those Death Guard models from the starter set years ago. I might use some for conversion bits. If not, I'll trade them anyway. Okay. I think War Machine Horde strategy game would be a lot of fun. Something along the lines of GLaDOS or Relics of War. I haven't played that game, but yeah, you could do an RTS. You know what I'd love to see, and it's probably way too much, but the new, oh my god, I even forgot that has come out. But Warcraft 3 was a fantastic RTS. I mean, I loved it anyway. And I think a lot of people did. Obviously, it was worth remaking. If there could be a War Machine game that played like that, with your armies doing, spreading across the board and you having the fog of war and filling out the map and achieving objectives, like on that little tiny scale, that would be awesome. Because then you're sending your warjacks to do the thing, to do whatever. Figuring out the warjack interaction would take a little work, but I don't think it would be impossible. Like, That would be so cool. They've got such a great aesthetic in the world. Like, you could build out all the maps, and you could have specific objectives and all this, like, steampunky clockwork, you know, but not in a goofy way, like in an actual interesting way. Stuff. Ugh, it's just so good. Hey, J. Alex, welcome. Hopefully some company picks up the IP for the game. I think it would be great. Hey, J. Alex, you made it a little late. Well, that's okay. String of business meetings. Well, I can always tell you how Indie Storm went. So we're supposed to be playing some Dust, which is good because I'm going to be playing some Dust at Genghis-Con. So yeah, all of the games. Viper Taha, progress check. Still assembling, converting, and base converting stuff in the Chaos Marine Army. I can also be pretty indecisive with these conversions, unfortunately. That's usually why I go with studio paint schemes, actually, just because I really just enjoy the painting and getting the painting done more than deliberating over the color scheme. So I'm like, that's fine. I'll usually even just simplify it down a bit from there, but whatever. I do like the War Machine Tactics tutorial guy is Chris. I do like the War Machine Tactics tutorial guy is Chris from Resident Evil 5. No kidding. I love doing conversions. Well, I'm glad. Dota for the win. There you go. Some Dota set up for War Machine. That would be fantastic. Murder all your friends because that's what friends do. Well, I'm just saying. 32 of you guys don't really care. You know what the like button does for her. Wow. Thanks, Gunman. I don't put him up to it. He's just doing this on his own. So, you know, he has my blessing, of course, but... No, that was the thing. Like, kind of, I guess, getting, like, knocked around a bit at the convention and, you know, having to fight again in a competitive scene on the tournament was just, I don't know, felt like it woke me up a bit or something. Like, wait a minute, I know how to do this. Psh. And so, of course, and now I'm immediately changing factions to take it to Genghis-Con, but that's fine. And I won't be mean to anybody. I'm just going to crush them. It's fine. I can do that in a friendly way. I think. I've been painting my Acastus Knight. Ooh. Porphyrion. Got the orange base and the highlights down. Have to shade, then paint all the trim. Dude, orange seems like such a tough color to get on there. Like orange, yellows, and whites. All of those really bright, strong, high contrast colors. So if you feel like you got some nice smooth coverage on that, good on you. That is no easy feat. Those knights are beautiful too. Ugh. Yeah, I'm nowhere near a knight army yet. My Warlord Titan is a little bit stalled. I'm sorry, Warlord. My Reaver Titan is a little bit stalled. So I don't think that's... maybe it'll be ready for Adepticon. You can just take that on as a carry-on on the airport, on the airplane, right? Just holding the little guy. Oh, I can put him on a necklace and just pretend he's like jewelry. I'm sure airport security would love that. I mean, if they can allow, you know, emotional support peacocks, they can allow me my little robot friend. I think that seems reasonable. Whew. All right, 30 minutes left. I wonder if I can finish this guy. He's not that far away from honestly getting a wash on. Just sort of taking my time here. And admittedly, I am just super taking my time. I'm chilling and relaxing. It has been such a stressful week so far. So, being able to relax and chill has been lovely. Wonder if this guy could have done with some sub-assembly too, because his hammers here are in the most convenient place. These are supposed to be two-handed hammers too, but he's just swinging them with one hand because he's got Titan grip. It's pretty impressive, I think. Miranda crushes her friends with kindness. See, there you go. Now you're coming up with t-shirt slogans. I mostly do the Codex color schemes because it turns out I'm an excellent mimic. Amen, brother. Not as creative as I would like to brag. I'm definitely going to try some events this year. Gamer grandma. Was this rude? I don't know what you're saying. Sorry. You can kick ass and be nice at the same time. I agree. You just have the big thing about that is just setting the expectation right up front. Like, all right, I'm going all in on this. So, you know, I like to play this way. If that's a problem, let me know, and I'll either scale it back or maybe this won't work. But, you know, just so you know what you're in for, and be able to take it too. I mean, I don't want anybody going easy on me if I'm going to be like, you know, going all hardcore. I airbrushed it on Jokero range, then highlighted with some brighter orange in the center of the panels. Nice. Need to work on my AdMech army. Have to redo some older models to match my new paint scheme. Nice. I know what you mean. I've not wanted to play Tyranids for ages, and now I really want to play all Tyranids. Yes, I know. Have you done any historical games like Micro Armor, Wooden Ships, and Iron Men? Ironclads. If you want to know what Mike Farmer is, the tanks and aircraft. 285th scale models. Try some of them. Oh. So Dust is probably honestly going to be the closest I get to the historicals for a while. And here's why. I actually love the idea of historical stuff because that's where you bring back more of the war game tactics. You know, you read Little Wars and you have people coming up with creative but practical movements of their army troops, and the strategies feel a little bit more universal. While I do obviously deeply love War Machine because every time I play it I'm like, I want to do better every time. It's not like a full-on war game. It's a gamey game. There's specific rules that don't apply to real life that you use to win that game, especially like little hopscotch gotchas and stuff. So it's just a different thing. Whereas historical games, movement and positioning are huge parts of that. And so, yeah, I've actually been really attracted to exploring more of that, and it just seems like more interesting anymore. I love the magic, and I love like the aesthetic and everything of what a lot of the other games bring. You know, again, 40K, great aesthetic. Magic can be fun. Same with War Machine. Bolt action seems to also kind of get there. Fairly historical with some weird stuff, you know, zombies and Cthulhu, I want to say. Definitely in Dust. So that's probably what I'm going to do for a while. And then after that, I don't know that I'm going to be like getting into Napoleonic Wars or anything like that, but as I keep getting older, I seem to be more and more attracted to it, so who knows, maybe in another 5 years I'll be like the premier Napoleonics, like warfare channel. Probably not. See you, man, Sour. Appreciate you hanging out. Dust, 1947. Yes! Andrea really wants to play it. She will probably kick my butt, but that's fine. That was the appeal of Hail Caesar to me for historical games. Love that you can do all sorts of ages. Oh, yeah. So, yes, as far as the historical games, so Dust will be the first one for me on that, I guess. And I've played some bolt action, and I did enjoy it, but I don't really have bolt action models, and I do have Dust models, so I'm going to play that. And I also really like that it's a little bit, I really enjoy the grid where you're just moving troops into a grid space, and it's sort of this general positioning, and you're not fretting too much the little bits of opening and, you know, our models properly base to base with each other, because again, those are the gotcha mechanics that rely specifically on you memorizing specific interactions that only apply to this game. Whereas, you know, your general positioning, you're like, I don't know, I'm here, and these guys, this group of guys that this is sort of analogous to or you know, representative of, we'll figure out a way to get over here instead of like, oh, well, I couldn't quite make it through the base, so we can't do it. You just don't deal with that. So that's me. Love the hair up glasses look. This is literally what I've looked like all day. This is me not dressed up, so appreciate that. But yeah, I'm not feeling super pretty tonight. I just feel tired. I'm like, nah, get in here and paint stuff. And I've sort of been doing it. He's got like riveting stuff on him. See, it's awesome. But he's not ready for a wash. It would be irresponsible to wash him currently. Good night, living East Coast time. Ooh, Ben, well, thank you for hanging out. By the way, I suck at death. Yay, we'll all be terrible together. Oh. See, I'm really tired. Ugh. I'm gonna make it through this evening. It's fine. Everything's fine, guys. So, dust is totally happening. All of the stuff I have for that, mercifully, and the dust company was very generous and very nice to me about it. All of my stuff is pre-painted and ready to go. So I already have a beautiful army that's ready to go for dust. And then I'm gonna make sure that there's at least some paint on all of my Grimkin stuff. So I've got Nayslayers, and I got this amazing command attachment for the Nayslayers. It's a Nayslayer warhorse, and it's a rocking horse with like a dead horse head on it, which I feel mixed about, with these gremlins riding it, and it's just the most fantastic thing. The model looks a little tricky to put together. I'll show you real quick. Now I'm all excited about Grimkin. Move over, Dragos. All right, so check this out. Impromptu unboxing, folks. It's my librarian look. Yeah, it's my I need a nap look. Brayden, Newt, you called me Newt. Must be one of my Warcraft friends. I will be online tomorrow. I don't mean to be a raid logger. I really don't, but I've just been a little occupied, so I promise I will be back online. I still need to attune and get my Aqua Quintessence and so many things. Oh, I haven't touched Warcraft in like a week. Oh dear, get this one some sleep. Yeah, that's been like the theme since like Friday, because I didn't even sleep during the convention, and you know, you're busy doing all these fun games and playing Call of Cthulhu and playing Artemis and playing in tournaments and talking to people and hanging out with friends, and you just never want to sleep when you're at conventions. And then which actually makes plane rides very short, by the way, because I have no problem sleeping standing up, basically, which is what you do on economy seats. And so, made it great. It's wonderful. At least the cap is on the bottle. Yeah, thanks. Hey, Asteroid. Okay, so this is, I got War Room right here, because of course I have a War Room right here, because I've been totally checking all this stuff out. Grimkin. Okay, so attachments. Nayslayer Warhorse. You can kind of read that, right? So it's a new release. I can probably brighten that up a bit. He's got all these great rules, right? So cavalry, super awesome moves that I can give my little dudes. You don't really see a picture of him because it's a pre-release model. So here's this sweet single resin piece head, and it's a unicorn. It's so great. Come on. Here we go. There we go. Oh, look at that detail. So obviously skull-faced horse. I love like the little curly cues going on here for the rear. Little hand that attaches to one of the gremlins. Again, unicorn horn. Sweeping, beautiful, lovely hair. I think I'm gonna put like some color in that. The little rocking horse bits here. So you've got the two pieces that go together for the tail. And it's kind of a weird little piece here, but isn't that beautiful? It's a little funky though, because like, as far as I can tell, this seriously just lays in, and then you sandwich it. And it's probably gonna need some trimming to make that really work, because it wasn't fitting great. But that really is what the model looks like in the image, because you know, we all just sort of look at the picture and make it fit, right? But you know, approximately this kind of look here. So that's super awesome. And then, of course, you've got the little spare dilly. And naked gremlins. Well, he's got a helmet on because he cares about safety. It's very important. Oh, come on, focus. Let's give it this thing. It likes to focus on a little bit more of a color first. Say that. 3 gremlins, actually. So let's put that aside. Put that aside. So anyway, I got really excited. I saw this warhorse at the convention. They had a booth there, people getting rid of their stuff. So there you go, little gremlin butt right there, times 3. So these are Grimkin. Well, these guys look like whelps, but they should be gremlins. Here's his little head there, and so they're cavalry, which is great. And he has an ability that he gives to the unit of all of my other Nayslayers, which I can show you because I just put them together the other night. And so I've got a bunch of like these small base. This is 30 mil base. This is cavalry, right? And so I've got 5 of these guys. And he has a special ability called All Fall Down. And what that does is all of the models just fall down. Like they all just play dead. And they gain the ability Feign Death, which means you can't target them with ranged or magical attacks. They can still be meleeed, but it means they can't get shot off the table like right away. And so you have the army move up and they just fall. And they can't do anything about it. Like the opponent can't do anything about it. And if you're in the right theme force, when your next turn comes up, they just stand up anyway, and so they can still charge or move and fall down again. It's so hilarious. So anyway, that was my tangent. Sorry, I was very excited about that. Not to add, but this year is the year of the rat on Vermintide 2. Oh my god, I know. I haven't played any video games in a while. And Vermintide 2 is like one of my favorites, so let's do that. There were some funny confrontation miniatures, and there's some classic Grenadier comedy figures like the Undead Pizza Deliverer Napoleon Bonaparte. Oh dear. Never understood why they come as some metal and some plastic bits. Yeah, I'm sure, I mean, yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'm sure it's an efficiency thing. Yeah, that's gonna be fun to glue, right? To make the whole model metal, except for the head. Well, yes, obviously, except for the head. Yes, Twisted, you know exactly what's up. It's like 2 separate people sculpted that horseman. Have you seen the Riot Quest Gremlin Riders of the Apocalypse yet? No. Hey, how are you doing, man? No, I saw some people playing Riot Quest at Indie Storm, and then I didn't really stick around. It seemed okay. Like, I don't know. I was not in love with it. Gremlin booty. That's right. To all, good night. My sat link is crapping out, and I need to get some things done before I slip in dreamland. Be safe and warm, and paint like you own it. Thank you, Jay and Scott. Have a good night. Watching you geek out on unboxing your unicorn rocking warhorse was the highlight of my evening. Well, I do. I bought the model before I even knew what it did. But here's the thing. If you're buying a limited faction, again, like Grimkin, like Crucible Guard, the models they put out are generally pretty strong because there's just not a lot of choices. There's a piggyback, like the pig people in the game, too. There's a command attachment for those that look super, super powerful. So I'm very excited about that. Now, admittedly, because I'm still pretty girly, I did like this unicorn, but I did also buy one other thing. So they had like a booth, you know, because the game stores are there at the convention, and so they did have the Bones series there too, and this was like $5, so I also bought just a straight out traditional unicorn. Don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but by God, I was happy. It's like, okay, now I have multiple unicorns, but I have another one, and that's fine. These things are fine. So excited to paint up. I mean, look at this little bugger, right? This is the leader, because he's got, you know, the horse is wearing a helmet, too, for safety, obviously. But yeah, everything about these little miniatures make me so happy. And don't get me wrong, I love my Kador. Yes, I love my traditional army. And if I'm gonna be weird, I'm gonna do it with Grimkins. So there's that. I'm doing well, thanks. I've been working on some lore stuff. Trying to kickstart a new meta in my area. Yeah, I know the feeling. Trying to get way too many models painted. We should hang out online then. And oh my gosh. So, Paul, nicest person, hooked me up with Tabletop Simulator. We should see if we can get some War Machine games done through Tabletop Simulator so I can play with my dear Canadian friends. Counterslam. Got done painting that bone golem I picked up. Already? That thing had so much detail. Eric, my goodness. You're very focused. Although I guess it's already been like 3 days. Oh, God, it's been a fever. Wow. Well, congratulations. So, yeah, Eric also got a Bones mini. I bought a unicorn because that's me, but he got this cool bone golem with these feet made of a pile of skulls, and I guess he got it all painted up. So, congrats on that. Unicorn looks like a very well-sculpted or well-designed, maybe. Unicorn is one of the D&D minis. My wife has the same one. Probably. I mean, it's just from the Bones line, so I assume it's like a D&D mini. A little thicker than I'm used to for unicorns, but it works great. She'll be so pretty. Obviously, it's a girl horse. Yes, you're a much faster painter than I am, Eric. You'll make use of that unicorn. Unicorns always have a point. Oh, Viper Taha. That's amazing. You win the evening. Thank you. Well, this has brightened my evening. So, Dragos. He does make the Man of War quite useful if you're getting Democore. Make sure to pick this guy up because it's pretty helpful. He's also a crazy person, so I have mixed feelings about that. I just don't love Crazy Kador, but man, they do make some pretty models, don't they? I am not shaming my unicorn. It's a unicorn. You can't hurt their feelings. Like, they're beyond these things. It's just different than I'm used to. So I watched The Last Unicorn. That was like my jam as a kid. That and Night of the Living Dead. You know, obviously. And so, whenever I would draw unicorns, because I drew a bajillion unicorns as a kid, all the time, I kept, making them, leaner and skinnier until they looked like weird alien figments. So, that was just my choice. I think there's a War Machine module for it, because Paul was showing me. I don't know what all models are in there, but we can probably figure that out, and then we can, duke it out online. I don't have to even get out of the house and see sunlight. It's great. Adjacent to Tabletop Simulators, there's some kind of Wargamer World Discord. I'm one or two that plays on TTS, and it makes it real easy. That's a great question, Todd. I haven't really made anything official. I know there's a way to link all that stuff through Patreon or just in general, but I haven't really figured that out. So it's a really good idea, and maybe you should try, instead of white on the unicorn, try a blue color. Maybe. A guy wrote on a book, How to Rule the World with a Chin, Ash from the Evil Dead. What a guy. If Chins Could Kill was, I think, his first biography. I actually was at the book signing here for him when that book came out. Been working on educating the kids about something I've been working on educating the kids about. Next up is Willow. We already got Tom Cruise and Falcor out of the way. Oh, well, Lady Hawk is obviously going to be a great choice. You can talk to them about the questionable musical choices, but fantastic fantasy. Meeple Mart in Toronto is a huge selection of War Machine. I've always been tempted to try it, but scared to start yet another game. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, War Machine's not a cheap game to get into anymore. The battle boxes aren't badly priced, and they're reasonable, like the Army all-in-one boxes. I think they're 100-ish. Canadian, it would be more. But those aren't bad, and you can play those out the gate until you add on more and more stuff, and then you realize how expensive the hobby really is. But they're pretty models. I don't know. Samuel, thanks for making my birthday extra special. Oh, Sam, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, House of Dice. House of Dice night. Ryan and I are gonna throw some virtual dice in Tabletop Simulator. Oh, I'm so excited. So, Kill Team on Tabletop Simulator and War Machine. Now, I need to see about getting a VR headset because somebody at Indie Storm was telling me about how you can play Tabletop Simulator with VR goggles where you're actually moving stuff around, and if that's true, then that would be perfect. Don't get me wrong, I love my physical minis. Don't think otherwise. It's just, you know, there's so many more people to play with online. So. Oh, that one's awesome. Hope you got it signed. Of course. So my mom, because I was a kid still, and my brothers were all there, and we waited in line for like 8 hours to get to meet him. And he was perfectly polite. For real, Paul. I find mods for games I would never expect on TTS. Huh. Is it as bad as GW? No. So GW, honestly, War Machine could do a few things like GW does. I think there should be more like generic kits and stuff for models. And honestly, they need to increase base sizes on these things because this guy can kind of fit on a 50 mil base, but most Warjacks really belong on a 60 mil base. And this guy, I mean, he's not even on his base. You can't, like, that's ridiculous. So they need to fix that. And GW will just change base sizes. They kind of do that to, I think, encourage people to buy their new product line again and just be weird. But no, they're not quite like GW. They put out a ton of models. And they have just different types of problems. But it is a fun game. And I don't know. It felt like it was fun all over again when I played this last weekend. Price-wise, I mean, yeah, these minis are running $30 for Warjacks, $20, $25 or $30 for models like this. So it's similar price as far as model for model. Agreed on Lady Hawk. My son and I have been reading books and watching the movie version. We did The Princess Bride and Willow. He wants to do Harry Potter next. Wow. Well, happy birthday again, Sam. Are they all metal? No. This guy's all plastic. Or resin, I should say. Most of the stuff will be resin. There's a fair bit of metal. Big units end up being plastic, like the Conquest, the huge colossals are plastic, actual injection mold. So the quality varies a bit, but it's been fun. Fun thing about Tabletop Simulator, you can play that Zelda game. Yeah, that weird board game, I guess? I don't know. All right, well, clearly the conversation has well shifted away from painting into talking about all kinds of nonsense. But Todd, you bring up an interesting point. I have to see about getting, I don't know, maybe you do a Discord? Because if you can link that to Tabletop Simulator, like I could play games with just general people online, I guess. If that's the case, then that'd be cool. Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to call it here and probably call it an early bedtime for me. And so I thank you all, as always, for hanging out with me in the chat as I ramble and get just ever so tiny amount of paint on this guy. And talk about my amazing Nayslayer Warhorse, which is so cute. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys all next week, and I should be significantly more prepared for Genghis-Con, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what I have planned for it. So we will see you later. Bye.